So, without further ado, I just want to introduce a gentleman I've been knowing only for a couple weeks. Actually, I've been knowing him for 30-something years. But he was very instrumental in setting everything up. Tables, lists, the whole nine. I definitely would not have been able to put this together without him. So my son, Clayton Corley Jr.
A little sugar here. Someone told me I should have had it on the back of my jersey, but trying to stay in my own lane. But appreciate y'all. Good evening, everyone. As my dad mentioned, my name is Clayton Jr., Clay Jr., CJ, Peanut. I heard Peanut a few times, so yeah, definitely a pleasure and an honor to be up here tonight. And it's my honor to introduce our first, I should say, guest speaker. Come from California by way of the BX, the Boogie Down Bronx, New York. And ironically, this is my first time this weekend meeting her in person after knowing her for several years, collaborating with her on an event at my previous company, educating employees on diversity, equity, and inclusion around beauty traditions within various ethnic groups. Little did she know she was also a part of my daughter's family, I should say my family by way of my daughter, Harper. As a part of her regular bedtime routine, we always read her book, Zara's Watch Day. And when her name came up, I said, hold on, that name sounds so familiar. And I go in my daughter's room and I see the book on her wall. And so Zenda has been a part of our family from day one. So definitely appreciate you, and I'm honored to call her a friend now, for sure. So Zenda Walker is a best-selling, award-winning author, licensed cosmetologist, and beauty marketing executive. Originally from the Bronx, New York, she enjoys traveling, spontaneous dance parties, exploring and developing beauty trends, and chocolate desserts. So if anyone has any chocolate, she'll appreciate it. Zenda is also a co-founder of Bounce Mobile Fitness Club, LLC, a fitness business specializing in rebounding workouts, and she resides in LA as well as the Bronx with her daughter, and inspiration for her first book, Zara Olivia. Please welcome Zenda Walker.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that warm welcome. Listen, Philly's in the building. The warm welcome that I've received from the Corleys and from everyone that I've encountered so far has been amazing. Thank you for having me. I can't follow up that introduction. You know that I'm an author, I'm a hairstylist, and I write books that celebrate hairstyles of the African diaspora. I basically, in 2020, decided that I wanted to write a book that I craved as a child that needed my hair to be celebrated and to be adored, admired. And when I realized that my daughter was experiencing some of the same insecurities that I had as a child, it was a generational issue, and I knew that I could do better, right? So I decided to take her on a journey and share with her how our hair is a part of a bigger story, our ancestry. And so I wrote Zara's Wash Day. Everybody knows about Wash Day, right? Even a gentleman in the room, right? And it's a love letter to the children, all of our children with curly, coily, highly textured hair. And so Mr. Corley Sr. actually asked me to talk to you a little bit about some of the activism that I'm doing around our hair. So my activism is in the book. At a time when I felt silenced in my corporate space, I decided to be really loud on paper. And so I wrote that book, so that's part of my activism. But as a result, that book opened doors for me to be active politically as well. And so I'm an advocate of what is known as the Crown Act. Does anybody know what the Crown Act is? You know what it is? Creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. For natural hair. And so it's a law that prohibits against hair-based discrimination, meaning, you're not denied, you shouldn't be denied opportunities in education or in any space in your life because of the texture of your hair, including our protective styles like locks, right? Braids, afro texture, bantu knots, okay? And so this law is something that has been passed in about 23 states so far. So there's a remaining 27 states that the law has either been introduced and filed, or is in active filing, and some of the states haven't filed at all. What we know today is that the House of Representatives passed this bill, and 235 senators actually are in support of the bill, but 189 were not, right? There's always going to be somebody, right? And so it does have to pass in the Senate, so we still have a lot more work to do. And so one way you can help is reach out to your local politicians, right, your legislators, and continue to sign petitions that support this act. You can go to dove.com or thecrownact.com and sign that petition as well.